So we're here at Team Quest in Temecula, and it's great. We have not only Dan Henderson, but Filthy Tom Lawlor with us. Guys, thanks so much for the time. How you doing?
Good, good. Why do they call you Filthy anyway?
If you want to go take a look at the house I've been staying at now, you'll probably get a good
That's
idea.
my house.
Yeah, I know. It's a
Hey,
good
Dan-
thing you've stayed out till then, or till I'm gone.
Hey, Dan, what did it mean to you to have Tom here for the camp?
It was great. He was a really good training partner and pushed me pretty well, and learned a couple things from him as well. So it was good.
Tom, coming in, what were your expectations? And now today, 3 weeks later, were they met or were they exceeded?
Well, I was expecting to get put to sleep every day with a big right hand, so luckily that didn't happen every day. So I don't know if that met or exceeded my expectations. I'm not really sure how to look at it, but it's different when you go into a different environment to train, and you don't really know what to expect. But I had a great time here at Team Quest, and I really couldn't have asked for more from the experience.
So give us a scouting report without giving away too much. Saturday night is fight night. Handicap Dan against Babalu. How do you like Dan's chances?
I like his chances a lot.
Act like I'm not sitting next to you.
Oh, okay. It's going to be a rough night. It's weird going into a situation when you haven't trained with somebody before. You don't really know what to expect. And it's different when you train with them for a few weeks and you get kind of accustomed to their style, or you know what to expect as well. It kind of changes things. But right off the bat, one thing I wasn't prepared for was like Dan's caveman strength. So if Babalu can somehow match that, I'll be really surprised. But I think it's going to be kind of like a repeat of some of Dan's previous performances over the last few years, with guys going to sleep either with a big right hand or getting slammed around for 15 minutes.
Hey, Dan, two things that the casual fan looks at is different about this fight than the Shields fight. The first one, 5 rounds versus 3 rounds this Saturday. How big a deal is that for you?
I guess it changes things a little bit, but I felt like I trained pretty hard for this one and was in just as good a shape as the last fight. I just hopefully, if the last one was a 1-rounder instead of a 5-rounder, I would have done well.
Yes, you would have won that night.
This one's right in the middle, a 3-rounder, so I should be able to squeak it out.
How about the fact that you don't have a weight cut? I mean, right now you look phenomenal. What are you walking around at today?
I was, I think, about 202, 203 before practice. So
how big is that you don't have to cut weight and
no,
cut
it's
15
great.
pounds?
It's great. It's I'll feel just the same fight night as I do right now. So it's always nice to not have to worry about cutting weight and kind of worry about if you did cut too much weight, if it's going to affect your performance. So I don't have to worry about that one bit.
Scott Coker said in an interview this week that he felt like there was a lot of pressure on you for this fight, but he said if there's anybody who can handle it, it's Dan. Do you feel like there's more pressure on you for this fight than any of the other fights you've been through?
No, I mean, I don't think I put any more pressure on myself or anyone's put more pressure on me. I think there might have been more for the last fight. I was coming in expected to do well, and but I don't think that has anything to do with how my performance was. I still went out there and tried to perform and just ran out of gas a little early. So
what do you do between now and Saturday night? I know the media stuff will taper down. What's important to you? Tom will ask you as well in a second about what you do fight week so that you're at your peak come Saturday night when you enter the cage. But what's important now, Dan? You don't have to cut weight. What do you need to do physically, mentally between now and Saturday night?
Eat, gain a little weight.
Is that it?
Not move much so I don't burn any calories.
Yeah. You feel like you're too light?
No, not at all. I typically just relax and watch movies, watch TV, or play games on my computer in my hotel and get a good sweat in the evening, like around the fight time. And I'll do that after I get there tomorrow night. I'll do it Wednesday, real easy on Thursday, and then I don't have to do anything to make weight Friday. So I'll probably just relax on Friday and kick his ass on Saturday.
Perfect. Tom, how for you? I mean, for the fans that wonder, it's kind of cool to hear what the routine is for fighters. Do you have a routine? If you were fighting Saturday night, what would you be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? We tape this on Monday prior to fight night.
Yeah, I'm still at the time in my career where I still don't have that many fights. So it's still kind of like work in progress, trying to figure out exactly what I need to do to feel my best. For my past fight, I really cut down a lot on the activity. The week of, even if I was, I was cutting a lot of weight. I cut about 20 pounds the week of the fight. So I have to get the weight off, but at the same time, I don't want to use all my energy for the weigh-in. I want to keep some of it for the fight. So this past fight, I just, made sure to get a sweat in at about the time I'd be fighting. I went and did a yoga class, hot yoga class to lose some weight and stretch out. And then by then it was time to go ahead and cut all the weight. So I used a sauna the night before, woke up early the next morning, used a sauna, and cut about 13 or 14 pounds the night before and then the day of. So that pretty much eats up all my time.
Did you guys know each other before this 3 weeks that you spent beating each other up every day?
We met a little bit at when was it season 8, 7?
Yeah, season 8. It was
season 8
right
of the
before,
Ultimate Fighter.
Why'd you decide on Tom? What did you see in Tom's game, Dan, that made you think, hey, he can help me get ready for Babalu?
He's getting to be well-rounded with his MMA, and he's a decent wrestler. And I kind of was looking for someone to try and take me down a little bit more and be able to control on top and still be decent on their feet. So, he fit the bill pretty well.
Feel like you're a different fighter, Tom? I'd hate to say a better fighter, but do you feel like you're a different fighter today than you were 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. I would say, yeah, I am. It's always good to train with somebody, especially a guy like Dan, who's been a champion at 85, been a champion at 205. And I've been watching the sport since I was growing up. And, I've been a big fan of Dan's. I'm a big fan of the guys that have been fighting for, since the early 2000s. So to be able to come in and train with somebody who's been at the top of the sport, it always gives you a different perspective. And, even if right now physically, I'm not in the middle of a training camp, so maybe physically, I'm not hitting on all cylinders all the time, but, mentally it makes a big difference, and it lets me see where I need to be and things I need to work on. So I would say absolutely, I'm a better fighter than I was 3 weeks ago.
A couple of other ones we'll let you go. Dan, we had Babalu on Clinch Gear Radio on Saturday, and I asked him, what do you have to do to win this fight? Babalu gave me the very insightful answer of be myself. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better out of you. What do you have to do Saturday night to win that fight?
Hope Babalu is himself. No, I think this one's going to come down to tactics and making sure that you follow through with the game plan. I want to, make sure that, I go after him, be aggressive enough, but not too aggressive, and still be able to land some good punches and defend takedowns, take him down, control him on top. If I get taken down, get back up. Just like any day in the gym, it's the same thing I try to do every day. So I don't think this thing's any different. I'm not, trying to avoid any situation exactly, but I know that he's a little bit better on the ground than he is anywhere else, and I'm not afraid to go there, but there's certain things that I'll make sure I'm a little more careful of.
Is it a little different now that you're 40, looking at these fights, as far as maybe 5-10 years ago when you felt like you were going to fight till you're 100? Have you started thinking about, hey, I don't know, maybe I've got 5, 6, 7 fights left? Is it a little different this week? You find yourself reflecting it all, maybe taking it all in, or is it just like it was 10 years ago?
Not at all. I'm not thinking of anything. I know that about 10 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, I was in an interview saying that I'm only going to do this for a year or two, 4 or 5 fights. I don't feel like that right now. I'm not looking at any one point that I'm going to end. It's just a matter of getting to a point where I think I've accomplished what I want to accomplish, and also not miss too much with my kids and their things going on. They're getting more and more busy all the time. So if I can balance all that, and I'll still fight for a while.
Can you believe he's doing this at age 40, Tom? And could you see yourself fighting at age 40?
Don't answer that.
When I think about, that's 13 years from now. So when I think about that, I can't imagine I'll be fighting at age 40. I'm pretty sure I'll be clinically obese, being carted around by then. So, that's my long-term plan. I hope I'm still fighting, but I doubt.
Good goals to have.
Yeah, I'm just being realistic. It's not necessarily a goal. It's just going to be the reality, as sad as it is. So
he did go to the next level and really try to, emulate Babalu a little bit, being bigger and a little heavier, and I think he gained about 15 pounds while he was here.
Yeah.
Hey,
just on the weekend. I gain 15 pounds on the weekend. I lose it during the week.
Final thing, Dan. Brock Lesnar, before his fight with Cain Velasquez, talked about hunting trips. How he can kind of see that dangling carrot that after the fight he has the opportunity to get away. Do you do that? Do you have plans for what you're going to do a week from now? And does that kind of help in motivation on those days when you don't feel like getting beat up in the gym?
No, it doesn't help motivation at all. I just, if I'm not out hunting, I'm doing something else other than training sometimes. But I enjoy fighting. I enjoy coming in here. It's just a little tough sometimes when you're injured to really push through that. When you have a fight training camp, that you're working through. You're kind of working through injuries. When I don't have anything coming up, I don't have to push through injuries as much, and that's more enjoyable to me. So, we'll see. But yeah, I've got a hunting trip scheduled the day after I go hunting, or the day after I fight. So,
nice.
Out in St. Louis.
Hey Tom, great to meet you here in Temecula, Team Quest. Danny, as always, thanks so much. Best of luck this Saturday night.
Appreciate it.